Hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Alec Lifschultz. Some people know me as Trey Bizzy. You call me whatever you want to call me, but welcome to the first weekly episode of the Let's Talk It Out podcast. And it's a podcast that I came with an idea with is pretty much to help us all. I feel like we have people out there to talk to about mental health and not feel alone. That was my main thing. A big battle that we all have is sometimes we feel alone because our families and our friends don't relate to us, and mostly in the minority community, there's a lot of brushing to the side of the issue. They say things like, "Ain't nothing wrong with you, boy," or "You faking it. Ain't nothing wrong with you. You'll be over it." And that's not good for us, man. Like, for us to feel like that our problems are not being taken care of. That makes things a lot worse for us to feel alone and feel like nobody really cares. So this is the first episode, number one. I like to call it the Derrick Rose episode. My favorite athlete on the Bulls. I'm just gonna go ahead and get going with it. Basically, I like to tell a story about myself, how I've dealt with anxiety before in the past. I've had really bad anxiety to the point where I used to feel like I couldn't even drive on the expressway without freaking out, man. It was crazy. It was to the point where like I would just start sweating and feel like I'm gonna pass out. I've had times where I pulled over to the side of the road, stopped myself, and it's really hard to deal with, man. Like, you just don't know what's going on. Like, it's a feeling of fear and uncontrol. Like, the main issue is you just feel like you're not in control at the moment. I had anxiety about going to sleep at night. Those times where I used to not be able to fall asleep because I'll be telling myself I'm not gonna wake up in the morning. It's a very serious issue, man. Like, you feel embarrassed to tell people about it because you feel like they're not going to relate to you. They're not going to understand what's going on with you. So I just created this format. This is a live chat room. Hopefully you guys talk to each other. They could interact with each other so you can meet new people, see people saying hi right now. Yeah, I mean, one of the main things about anxiety is a lot of people, they don't realize when they smoke weed, when they feel anxious, they say it calms them down. Smoking weed is not a good way to deal with anxiety. What you're doing is you're building up like a dependency on it. And as we all know about weed, you don't stay high forever. You stay high for a couple hours and it goes away. So your mind is telling itself like, hey, I need that. I need that in my life. You don't want to get to that point with it, man. One of my main ways I felt like I could deal with anxiety is I always try to do things to refocus my energy. That's why I go to the gym so much now. When I'm in the gym, I'm so focused on lifting these heavy weights that I don't kill myself, that I can't have time to be anxious. All my energy is going towards lifting this weight, make sure it doesn't fall on me. So music helps a lot, meditation. There's so many different ways, but we're going to get into it, man. I'm going to have a lot of episodes about anxiety. Anxiety is a huge one. Another big one is depression. Depression is something a lot of us deal with, and we don't even realize we're dealing with it because there's this notion that depression is just sadness, like a feeling of sadness, which is not true. Depression is a feeling of numbness, like it's just like going through the motions, not getting too excited and happy about things, just feeling like things are just whatever. I've had times when I'd be out somewhere, sitting down, just with family or friends, and just having a good time, a quote unquote good time, and all of a sudden I'll just like have just like a feeling of like, just sit down somewhere and just be by myself. They're like, "You all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good." And it's just, you're not good, but you don't know why you feel that way. You can't make yourself feel happy. You just feel like it's just whatever. And like a lot of people don't realize that with themselves. I've depression, man. It's a killer, man. Like, because when you feel by yourself when you're depressed, that's when you get those bad ideas about taking yourself out. Like I said, I created this format. I want people that are dealing with it. If you want to reach out to me, you can reach out to me on any of my social media handles. You can get in contact with me. We could talk, because I don't want you to feel like you're by yourself, because I've been there before with depression. I've dealt with it. It's something that's really, really, especially in the black community, man. Like, this is my show. I'm gonna curse if I want to. Fuck that. The shit that we go through growing up, we suppress all these bad ideas and these bad issues and sit in our mind. PTSD, post-traumatic stress syndrome. Seeing people, the arguments in the households, walking outside, getting yelled at by and cursed out and beat on by parents, man, that shit fucks you up, man. When you grow up, you don't realize you get used to it in your mind, but subconsciously, it's killing you because you know that's not how things are supposed to be. So subconsciously, you grow up not knowing what's wrong with you, and you just feeling like just really like. I don't know. I just like a feeling of anxiousness, man. That's where the anxiety comes from, and depression. It all correlates together, man. That's not how you should live life. And a lot of people don't realize this is going on with them because when they were younger and it was easier to identify, their parents are like, "It's nothing wrong with you. There ain't nothing wrong with you, boy. You be all right." I'm not a healthcare professional by any means at all. I'm merely just an outside student, but I've experienced it, so I'm pretty much going to be sharing my experiences. I will be bringing on healthcare professionals though as guests to the show, and the healthcare professionals I bring on will be more than capable of sharing the information. They will be able to answer questions from you guys. They are the ones that are going to really be able to help you out as far as as how to cope with these things. I'm giving you my personal experiences. I'll give you how I've dealt with it. Shit, I've found out about myself through my times of being alive. So, I got someone saying, "What about OCD?" Ah, man, a lot of people joke around about that shit, man, saying like, "Oh, I got OCD. I need everything clean," But that's not normal. Like for you to like be out somewhere and you be like, "Oh, I can't touch that," or "Oh, I can't be around that." I have no idea what that's rooted to. Again, I will have on people that are professionals. They'll be able to speak more about it. They'll be able to get more in depth about it. I have a pretty good interview tonight. I have a surprise for people that's coming in. You're not going to hear me talk the whole time. I know nobody want to hear that, but I have an interview coming on later on tonight. If you guys want to stick around, listen to it. It's going to be pretty good. But yeah, just the main thing, man. I know inside my promo video I sent out, depression was really talked about a lot. To me, that's one of the main things that they're all like anxiety, depression, fucking OCD, all that shit is really eating away at us. The bipolar disorders, the insecurity, man. Like a lot of people, that's like whatever. People think it's insecure to go through somebody's phone like that, but when you're a kid and you're adults and your siblings, everybody's always telling you shit like, "Oh, you have a big nose," "Oh, you got blah blah blah," and you just grow up and that shit's stuck in your mind. You're just insecure about it. You never feel comfortable with it. To me, that's something that you're mentally dealing with. That's something that you need help getting over, because people embed in your mind that you are you're not this, and like you're a kid. When you're a little kid, you believe everything people tell you. That's just how it is. You thought a fucking 300-pound white man was coming down your chimney because people told you that to give you Christmas presents. That's not happening in real life. You know that now. But when you're a kid, you believe everything people tell you. What about anxiety? Suffer from anxieties? There's several things I've done. Like I said, I've gone to the gym. The music, I refocus my energy. The biggest thing is you want to take deep breaths with anxiety. Like when you start going, you're freaking out, you feel frantic, and when you get feeling frantic, your heart start racing. So the best way to slow your heart down is to take deep breaths. So you want to take, I don't know, a real deep breath, hold it in for a few seconds, then let it out. And anxiety is irrational fear. That's basically what it is. It's irrational fear. You're afraid of something that's never happened before. That's what anxiety is. You think something's going to happen, and it hasn't happened. And I have no idea what you guys' fears are. I don't know what you guys have anxiety for. But for myself personally, I used to have anxiety. I had to figure it out, man. I was a little younger. I was like still a teenager, early 20s. I figured out that my anxiety for being on an expressway was I thought I was going to get to I thought somebody was going to hit me in a truck or something. I was going to get to a bad accident. That's where it came from. I had to get over that shit. It's an irrational fear. That's what anxiety is. It's a deep-rooted fear that's killing you. So, not literally killing you, but it's killing you on the inside. That's what anxiety is. It's your body. It's manifesting itself through your body. The heart rate, the breathing. I had a guy that's like 18 years old. He told me he had a stroke at 18 years old because anxiety was so bad. He had a fucking stroke. His anxiety was so bad that the blood rushed to his brain and clotted him up, and he had a stroke. Granted, he made it out of it okay. He's still alive and he's still out there working and stuff. But yeah, it shouldn't be like that. That's really bad for him to have to deal with that at that age. But we gotta as a people, we gotta stick together, man. That's the whole purpose of this podcast. I want us to build a system, like a net for us to all grip onto each other, and we are going to just like become best friends. That's my goal. We'll become best friends with people all around the world that are dealing with mental illness. That's the whole purpose of this podcast. People that are dealing with depression, I want us to be best friends. I don't want anybody to feel like they're by themselves, because there's a lot of people out there that are just like you. There's a lot of people just like you out there. So, man, I gotta take a breath real quick. Hold on. Whew. All right, so far I talked about depression, anxiety. I know PTSD is a big one. A lot of people in the military deal with it, but like I said, growing up, man, you could deal with PTSD just by, a friend of yours getting shot or something like that, or you getting shot at, a gun being pointed at your head. PTSD is more than just military related. It's your environment. It's in the household. People yelling at you. You go to school and someone smacks you in the back of the head with a book or something. You fighting. It's a lot, man. Oh man, it's a lot that causes it. It's just so much, and it's like people are so ignorant about it. It's not their fault. It's because they were never taught. I saw something recently that said there's a grant funded in New York that they're about to start teaching kids about mental health, and they're going to start analyzing them and seeing what's going on with them mentally. And that's a great thing. They need to do that nationwide, because New York is not the only place dealing with it. Illinois, man, Chicago especially, man. Chicago, I don't know what the hell is going on with our streets, man. It's every time I turn on the news, I see something about somebody getting shot, some little kid involved with getting kidnapped or something like that. It's really crazy out there. And God forbid, all my siblings are still alive. I don't know what the hell I would do at that age if I found out my little brother was kidnapped or something happened to you. That shit fucks you up. You grow up and it's just like you're never the same person from that, man. Like, but you need to, you have to cope with it, and you don't really. It's just a lot, man. Oh, it's a lot. Thank God, like I said, this podcast it's for you guys, but it's for me as well. It's gonna help me out a lot too, like being able to talk to you guys about stuff and like letting it out there. It's gonna be great for everybody for sure. So, I want to give a shout out to Aldo Gandia, the super producer, one of my good friends. He's the one that helped put this together, man. The graphics and stuff. My best friend Zach, man, he made the beats for the show. I just want to give shout outs to everybody involved, man. Whoever shared the information, whoever retweeted something, Instagram post, tagged me in it. I appreciate everybody who did anything to make sure that it spread out. You guys are all appreciated, and I love you for that. So, like I was saying earlier, I had a special interview coming on. So most of us are here are Chicago Bears fans. If you're not a Chicago Bears fan, I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully you're not a fan of another team in the NFC North. But a former Chicago Bears player, Israel Donijay, was one. Actually, I really liked him a lot, man. He's a pretty damn good edge rusher. Aldo interviewed Israel Donijay. Right now, he's doing the comics. He's doing this whole Aletta Comics thing with the Chicago Bears. They have he has a deal going on with them. So every time you see those little fancy little comic books, I saw one with the little Seahawk attacking Chicago thing he has going on. Now we got the Buccaneers coming here. Israel Donijay did an interview with Aldo, so we're gonna go ahead and play it for you guys, let you hear it, see what you guys think.
We have in our Bears Barroom radio network, we have over a half dozen shows that are dedicated to the Chicago Bears. But on Thursday night, we're premiering a new show called Let's Talk It Out. One of our Bears member staff guys wanted to do this show because it was near and dear to him, and it's about mental health and the problems that people across the nation, across the world are having with dealing with depression and so forth. And Trey is African American, I'm Hispanic, and the issues of mental health are really acute in those areas because of a lack of access to proper health care, because of added environmental stresses and so forth. And so when you talk about about joining the fight and the struggles that we all have, there's a connection here. So I'm kind of interjecting here with just this thought is, do you have a message, given your success as an athlete and your success as an entrepreneur, do you have a message for those people who are having difficulty getting out of bed and dealing with the stresses of life? Anything that you can say that would be encouraging to them, and perhaps we can use on the debut episode of his show called Let's Talk It Out?
Yeah, so I think to all of those people that are still on their journey towards their success, and success is really subjective. You know, everyone's version of success is different. So I think the first point is, do not measure your target for success against someone else's. You know, do your best to set your own goal for success and focus on that. You know, I played in the NFL 11 years. You know, coming into the league, my goal for me was to play 10 years in the league. Julius Peppers right now is on his 17th season in the NFL. You know, so there's someone else out there who only played 2-3 years. You know, and coming in, my goal was 10. So every day I was just working towards achieving my goal. I was cut from 2 teams. You know, so that whole, if my goal was to only make it 5 years and I made it 5, that's a win. You know, so it's really, you really have to not measure yourself by anyone else. Set your own little goals, one. And then I think, you know, in this world that we live in, there's so much content coming from the outside, and we're all trying to live up to the Joneses, as the adage goes, and which really is a detriment, because the Joneses have a different skill set than you have. We all have different gifts, you know, so I can't measure my objective with your objective, because your gifts are different than mine. My path is going to be different. So the first is just like, again, get laser focused on what your gifts are in your own path and set little goals that you can achieve. The second piece I would say to those that are struggling is, success is not, you know, I did not do anything special. You know, my formula for success is nothing that is proprietary to me or to any other successful person out there. The ingredients that I consider that allowed me to be successful are available for everyone. And they're not even the ingredients that you would think that they would be. There are a lot of people out there that are bigger, faster, stronger than I am. Those are ingredients that I did use in the NFL. True. And those ingredients are limited. Not everybody's big, strong, and fast. But the ingredients that really make the difference are the ability to learn. You know, I made it a point to know every single position on the D-line. I knew the end, I knew the 3 technique, and I knew the nose. Nobody asked me to do that. That knowledge is free. I can open up my playbook and learn and show up and just know what I need to do. So often you hear people say, like, the number one thing is, like, know what to do. Second thing is do what you know, which is the hard part of the formula. A lot of people know what to do. Very few people do what they know. And that the key piece to that is perseverance. Like, being able to, yeah, I know I got to get up and run every day. I know I got to do that. But the actual action of getting up and running every day and putting in that work is hard. And the difference between the big and strong fast guy that never makes it in the league and the big and strong and fast guy that does is the big and strong fast guy that does make it, gets up and puts in that work every day. He has the perseverance. He's able to go above and beyond and do a little bit more, which is the third variable, which is you've got to give everything. You got to give everything. And I talk to a lot of kids and they're like, oh, I want to make it. I want to do this. I want to do that. And I want to get $1 million. Well, are you willing to give everything? Are you willing? And not everything is in like, I mean, as in sacrifice. You know, there is a balance in life. If you want all of this reward, you've got to sacrifice and give as much as you can. You can't say, like, I want to achieve all these things, but I don't want to put in that work, right? You know, so as long as I've always felt truthfully, if you take the time to learn, put in the work to like know everything that you possibly could about the thing that you're trying to go or about the place you're trying to go in your life. Secondly, find the discipline to do the things you know. Do what's necessary. Put the action is the second piece. And then, that third component is ultimately just sacrificing, going above and beyond, giving everything you have towards your vision. And I cannot promise you that you will achieve that thing. But what I can promise you is when you look around you, you will have come much further than you could have ever imagined. You'll be in a new place that will provide new opportunities. You look around and say, wow, you know what? I'm not quite there yet, but I'm in a great place. You would have made some movement and some advancement that will have some sort of reward and benefit towards your life and towards like your vision for your success. So, for those that are in the struggle, again, it's gonna be hard, but it's gonna be worth it. So again, in whatever fashion you can, find the time, find the energy, find the inspiration, look to somebody. I always call it the playbook. Like, I got a lot better when I got the opportunity to get tips from guys like Courtney Brown or Keith Traylor, Brian Robinson, Philip Daniels. They said, hey, when you see this, do this. That's the knowledge piece. I got to lock that in. Next time I see that, all of a sudden they're like, hey, great play. Well, they just helped accelerate my growth. So, look, again, find a mentor, find someone who has a playbook, who is already where you're trying to go and get there and use some of their keys to help you get there.
Israel Donijay, man. First of all, he's a stand-up guy for being willing to just take the time just to talk to Aldo about that. But what really resonated with me is like a lot of people judge their success based off someone else, and what you need to understand is that their success has nothing to do with you. Everyone has their own version of success. Just like he said, he wanted to play 10 years in the NFL. He played 11. Julius Peppers played 17. You need to find your version of success. That's where a lot of this anxiety comes into place, because we look at other people's lives and God, like, fuck social media for this, man. Like, a lot of people like see how someone else is doing on social media and they're like, man, why am I not like that? They're my age. Why am I not married? Why am I not going on trips? Why am I not working this job? Because that's their life. That's the life they're supposed to live. You're supposed to find your own life, your own success, and you have to do what it takes for you to get there. It's different than what that person did for them to be there. Everyone has their own purpose and their own calling. It's abundantly clear to me that my calling was for me to get this podcast going, judging by reading from these comments and stuff. We need this. We all need to be able to something for us to fall back to, like to build us up mentally. Another thing about success is people judge success off money. Success is not all about money. Success is about you putting yourself in a place to be happy. You put yourself in a situation where you're happy every day, and that's success to me. It's not all about money. Like, all these fucking, like I said, social media, you see, everybody sees people living these lavish lifestyles, but that's not for everybody. That, man, when I heard that, man, that really touched me, man. That resonated with me a lot, man. He had me ready to go run through a wall, listening to him talk like that. You have to work hard every day. You have to wake up earlier than everybody else. You have to go harder. A lot of people, ask me about the gym thing. They're like, how do you find time to go to the gym? You still got all this stuff going on. I'm like, because, man, I'm obsessed with it. Just like the Bears coach Matt Nagy has on the wall, be obsessed. I'm obsessed with going to the gym because I need it. I have goals to reach. That's why I go. I don't give a fuck if I'm tired or not. I still go. Wake up early, go to work. A lot of people are like, I can't wake up early and go to work. Well, I've had times when my bank account was like -5. So when I wake up, when I have a job, I don't give a fuck if they told me to wake up at 3 a.m. I'm waking up at 3 a.m. I'm getting there. People don't understand. They don't have that hunger. You have to have a hunger. You can't just go through life without having a hunger and a desire and a passion to reach stuff. If you find that, that's another way to break out anxiety and break out depression. You have to find something that you're passionate about and reach for it and go for it. Do whatever it takes to get there. Climb whatever mountain you have to climb to get there. Swim whatever ocean, whatever you have to do to get there. You wake up. That's why this idea has been on my mind for months. I've recently, within the last month and a half, I've talked to Aldo. I talked to a few people about it. It was nothing but an abstract thought. And just to see it all come together tonight is just amazing, man. You know, it's really humbling for me to have people actually come in and want to listen to me talk, because I don't really think I sound that great. But to see about 38 listeners so far coming in and listen to me talk, that's just amazing to me. It's humbling. And for people saying that it's necessary and they appreciate it, they appreciate Donajay, they appreciate me. Like I appreciate you guys for being willing to come in and listen to me. You know, that's why I do it, because I knew that you guys were going to come through. And everybody's been doing nothing but pretty much telling me that I'm helping them out, and I feel like I haven't done shit for anybody. But that's because I got that hunger to do more. You know, I feel like I haven't done anything. So, yeah, I'm catching up on the chat room. Everybody, yeah, everybody's agreeing with me. The social media, man, like you guys need to understand. Like I'm serious about that. You know, a lot of us see things on about social media. You know, we see everybody living all that great life, and they have the money and the cars and all that, and they have the family with the matching fucking Christmas outfits on and shit like that. Fuck that, man. That's not the life for you right now. Like he said, everybody's success is different. Everyone's success is different. You guys need to get that embedded in your head. Everyone's success is different. You know, if you have to write that down on a piece of paper and put it on a table somewhere, you need to do that. Success for us could be as simple as finding a way to cope with our mental issue. Whatever you are dealing with, anxiety, depression, whatever you're dealing with, finding a way to cope with that could be success. To me, that's success. To me, if you're happy, you know, and you found a way to be well adjusted, to me, that's success. Man, God, that was powerful, man. Like I could probably listen to that interview like 3 or 4 more times, man. I don't know about you guys, but man, this him saying that. You gotta work harder, man. For real, especially us, man. Like a lot of people are, for us to even, you know, for people to even feel like they're comfortable enough to come in here and just say what they gotta say. That's the fucking start. That's literally, this is what I had in my mind. I was like, I wanted a chat room. I want the live chat room, and I want people to come in here and say whatever's going on with them. And I want us to be able to interact with that person and help that person out. Reach out to that person and tell that person, like, hey, you know, I've been through that with you. I've done that. I lost this job before. I lost this car. I was homeless before. I had this much money in my account. You know, I felt this way. I was scared of this. Come on, man. Like, I want you to realize that you are not alone. That's the whole fucking purpose of this Let's Talk It Out podcast. We're going to talk it out. We're going to let people know that they're not alone. I curse because I'm passionate, man. I'm sorry if I offend somebody, but people that use profanity are more passionate about the things they say. You know, psychologists said that. If you want to look it up, go ahead. Let me know what you see. So, yeah, man. As I'm trying to catch up, man. So many fucking messages in here, man. You guys are going crazy, man. I'm gonna have to go through and like see if you guys, anybody got any questions for me.
Hey Trey,
you know,
let me break in here and give you a hand. Camille, what's Camille's last name? Is it
Camille Logan? That's my godmom.
Oh, okay. Camille Logan had a really great question that I would love to hear you address it. And by the way, you're doing a fabulous job. This is really cool. Camille asked, how can other people who don't have an anxiety disorder or anything like that, how can they help somebody who has anxiety? And I think that's a great question. The way I answered it is to be patient, because I've suffered from anxiety for many years, and sometimes when I have a bad bout of it and I'm trying to suppress it, I lash out at people. My temper gets short. And so I asked the people around me who are victimized by that behavior, I asked them to please be understanding that that's not the real me, that that's my anxiety controlling my emotions, and that I apologize, and to please be forgiving and patient about that. And that's helped me out tremendously. Do you have any advice for people who are maybe the spouse of somebody with anxiety, a good friend of somebody with anxiety, and so forth? Do you have any advice on how that friend can help that person?
Well, I've told my personal story earlier. I'll reiterate it a little bit, but anxiety is an irrational fear. You are afraid of something that has not happened. You have to ask that person, if they're feeling anxious, you have to ask them, why are you feeling anxious right now? Figure out why exactly are they dealing, like what's going on with you right now for you to feel like that the world is ending right now. Ask them, and just them having to think about it. This what you do with someone who's dealing with anxiety. This is what I would do. Pull out a piece of paper, right? Piece of paper, 3 lines, put 3 dots, 3 bulletin points. I want you to write down what you're anxious about, why you're anxious about, and how can it be resolved to make you not be anxious about it again. That's what you can do about it. And then if they write it down and feel like it's something that doesn't make sense, you helped them. You helped them. I mean, if they write down something like, I'm anxious because, hell, I don't know. I got anxiety. I told you from getting on expressway. That sounds silly as fuck right now, but back then, to me, I thought the fucking world was ending. And I figured out why I had it. And I got over it. I get on expressway every day. I'll go on expressway backwards right now if I had to. I don't care. I do Fast and Furious tricks on expressway. I got over it because I figured out that it was irrational. It was an irrational thought. I literally told people, they'd be like, hey, can you come to my house for this party? We're having this get together. And I didn't come to their party for the get together because I was fucking afraid of driving on the expressway. That's man, it's like I said, man, most of the time when we have these anxiety thoughts, it's something that's just, it's usually something irrational. That's the point I'm trying to make. When we have these thoughts of anxiety, they're typically something that's irrational. So that's my advice. 3 things: what you're anxious about, why you're anxious about it, and how can it be resolved.
It's great stuff. I would also there are other causes for anxiety that can be just a chemical imbalance. It's the release of too much adrenaline. The brain just has a loose wiring for some reason, and it just, for no reason at all, it just releases adrenaline. I mean, you can be totally relaxed, listening to music, having a glass of wine, and all of a sudden, just the brain just releases all this adrenaline that it wasn't necessary, and has nothing to do with irrational fear of anything. It's just a chemical imbalance. And for people like that, we'll have guests on in future shows. Trey's done a fabulous job of lining up guests for several shows now and into the future, and we'll have people who can help us answer that particular question of the physical aspects of when you're physically suffering from anxiety, and it has nothing to do with something that you did.
I'm sorry to cut you off, Aldo, man, but I want to reach out to Ben Alexander in the chat room. He says, I've been homeless 2 times in my life. Hard work to get out of that, but the money is not why I'm successful. The support of friends picking me up and helping me out at that time, that's what is the most powerful part of it. And Ben, I salute you, man, for you've been in a bad situation twice, man. Like most people would have fucking given up, man, to be homeless twice. But for you to be able to just like, come out of that, it just means how strong you are mentally, man. That's some very powerful stuff, man, for real. The support of friends picking me up, that's another thing. People call everybody their friends. Not everyone is your friend, man. Just because you have drinks with somebody on the fucking weekend, that doesn't mean that you're a friend. A friend is someone that you could call and say, hey, man, I'm having a rough day, I got this going on with me, man. And for them to be able to actually listen to you talk, man, that's a friend. All that hanging out with people stuff, man, come on, man. I just salute you, Ben, for being able to for being courageous enough to talk about that. And there's another message on here. I'm trying to scroll up and find it. Joe Mandel did the same thing after my sister died 4 years ago. I started Fantasy Football Goon as an outlet for me to grieve and also to pour my heart into. The fact that you found something that you were passionate about to the point where it helped you cope with something so serious like that is just great stuff, man. That's very powerful, man. Honestly, I hope everybody has something that they're passionate about that they find. For you to find something that you're passionate about, for you to help you get through that, man, that's amazing, man. Honestly, I salute you too. I see my boy, the mailman coming through, Shane, talking about, hey, everyone, what a great idea by Trey to do this. Anyone that ever needs help, feel free to reach out to me or anyone from the Bears Barroom. We're not just football. I tell people, ever since I posted about 3 weeks ago, I said, if you have something on your mind that's bothering you and you feel like there's nobody that you could talk to, and if you feel alone, tell me about it, and I will do my best to give you not only advice, but also be there to listen and understanding. Because listening and then listening and understanding are two different things. Because people could listen to you, tell them something, and not give a fuck. But if you listen to somebody who actually understands it and they've been through that, that's the kind of person that you want to talk to. So, Shane, man, like I said, he's right. If you ever want to reach out to me, my social media handle is Trey Bizzy on everything but Facebook. On Facebook, my name is Alec Lifschultz III. A lot of people probably see my last name. They don't know how to pronounce it. It's Lifschultz, not Life Sucks, not Lift Shucks. Some people say my name wrong. It pisses me off because it's not that hard to say. So Facebook is Alec Lifschultz. So if you feel like you need someone to talk to, I'm available. Not 24/7 because I need to sleep. I'm sorry. I'm available about, I want to say 15/7. How's that? 15?
That's good.
I get some sleep, please. Let's see. I want to see because I saw a couple more I want to address, man. You guys are pouring it all out there, man. It's only episode 1, guys. Chill out. No, I'm kidding. Oh man, it's so many messages, man. I'm trying to go through them all.
I can tell you this: that Johnny Santucci revealed that he's been suffering from depression and anxiety. He lost his job, and a family member had a stroke yesterday, so he's going through a tough time. And Johnny, if you need anybody to talk to, like Trey said, reach out to him. Reach out to me, as Shane said. Reach out to him. We're here to help, and we'll listen. And if there's anything we can do, we will definitely try to do our best. So God bless you, John. And I know I'm going to see you real soon. I got a big hug for you, brother.
You said Tooch? He said his mom had a stroke?
Yeah.
Tooch, man. First of all, Tooch is a good guy, man. I met Tooch back at training camp. That stroke thing, man, my aunt had a stroke years ago. I was still a kid. She's doing well. Like I said, man, the guy I met, he was 18 years old. He had a stroke because he had really bad anxiety. But that's like next level. That's really next level anxiety attack for you to have a stroke because of it. John, man, like Aldo said, I'm always available, man. Reach out to me. I don't know how you don't have my phone number yet, man. I'm there. I'm not sure. I think is he in the Chicagoland area?
Schaumburg.
Oh fuck, Tooch, you know what the hell, man? You could have been met up. Had a beer or something, dude. Like, I didn't know you was only in Schaumburg. I thought you was further away, man. If you ever need to talk about anybody about it, keep me updated because I really, I can't imagine what the fuck would be going through my mind if my mom had a stroke. I would probably lose my shit, honestly. I'm there for you. Arlo's there for you. Shane says he's there. Phil is there. Phil could probably talk to you for 58 years about it. Shout out to Phil, man, because Phil, that's my boy. Phil, man. That's my boy, man. That man know he could talk. So, like I said, Tooch, man, you're welcome, man. Anytime you want to talk to me, man, just hit me up. I'll inbox you my number for sure. I had somebody say Ryan Kirkland Billings. I want to talk about. He said what stress talked about. No, it was not talked about. I'm gonna touch on it a little bit, man. Stress. So. There's different types of stress. Obviously, mentally, you could be stressed out because you hate your job, you hate your boss, man, you hate work. For me, you could be physically stressed. Like, I got a strain in my shoulder. I work through it, though. I don't give a fuck. I'm a real motherfucker. I don't care about no strain. But when it comes to mental stress, that's something you can't really work through. That's something that you have to work out. You have to figure out the best outlet for you to do stress. Like I said, I correlate that with anxiety. I go to the gym when I'm stressed out, man. I go hop on that Stairmaster or something, man. I do whatever it takes to get it out, man. Just to get it off my mind. Whatever I'm stressed out about, I get it off my mind as much as possible. Bills, relationships, family members, friends, outings. Some people get stressed. They get nervous when they got to talk to people. Whatever. People. There's different forms of stress, man. What kind of stress you deal with, man? You gotta give me a example of the stress you mean, man, so I can help you out a little bit. What do we got going on? She's Bomb says sleep. Yeah, okay. I can't sleep. Damn. Okay, well I guess I'll just stay up 24/7 and talk to everybody all the time. Ben says, I salute you, buddy. Salute to you, man. Because like I said, man, that's really inspiring, dude. For real. Like, man, that's homeless twice, man. And you made it through that shit. See, my guy Dan hopped in and said, my dude, the people need someone willing to bring this up and be willing to talk about it, to say, fuck it, it's a problem, let's figure it out. Well, that's where the name "Let's Talk It Out" came from, because sometimes you feel a lot better just from talking about something, man. Just finding people to talk about it, not just listening, but also understand, because they've been through it. Like I said earlier, man, you don't want someone who just wants to listen. You know, you could talk to anybody and just listen. Most of the time, they just push it to the side. But for someone who's actually been through the same thing, man, that's why I put this together. I want us all to be able to get together with people that relate to each other. I want us all to get together, people that relate to each other, and make connections, man. You know, exchange social media handles. You know, talk about it. Whatever you guys. I mean, it's that the chat room. You guys don't have to just talk to me in the chat room. You guys can talk to each other too. You know, I'm not. It's not like you guys gotta feel like you're projecting towards me. The whole purpose of that, my reason for having the chat room, is for us to all interact with each other. That's my whole purpose of having a live chat. I could have just been some type of egotistical prick and just did a podcast and sent it to your phone the next day. Like, hey, you know, I talked for 45 minutes. Go listen to it. No, I want you guys to interact with me, and I want to talk about shit in real time. That's the whole purpose of this podcast. So, see, Ashley Washington says, for stress, be proactive and knowing your triggers and how I positively satiate them.
Satiate.
Yeah. Satiate. Yeah. Okay. Well. Yeah. I mean, if you know what triggers your stress, you obviously know to stay away from it. You know, if I'm stressed because you know, a certain job or boss or something like that, you go find a new job. Go do some find what you enjoy doing and go do it. You know, don't stick around because the money's good. You know, if you have to take a pay cut to go be happy, man, like Israel Don, as they say, I'm not sure everybody's hopping in now. You guys may have missed the interview. You'll hear it tomorrow. But he said you can't, you know, judge your success off someone else. If you whatever, my version of success is being in a position where you're happy every day. That's my version of success. It's not about the money in my account, for sure. You know, I mean, if someone wants to send me a couple million, I'll take it. But you know, that's not what it's about. Let's see. Ryan says, real stress is a huge kill, especially in black men. Stress fucked my college career. Man, look, dude. I'm sorry, man. You know, I met you at training camp. Stress, man, like if you don't find a positive outlet for it, if you don't figure out a way to deal with it, man, it could kill you for real. Because a lot of people, they get stressed out and they start drinking, and that's how alcoholism kicks into place. You know, you always feel stressed out because you never figured out what the stress was coming from. Instead of dealing with it, figuring out where it came from, you just decide to start drinking to cope with it. And as we all know, you don't stay drunk for too long. You get drunk and then you go to sleep and you wake up and now you're sober and the stress is still there. So guess what you're going to do that night? You're gonna drink again. It's a never-ending cycle with alcoholism, man. A lot of people, and the worst part is most people that are alcoholics don't even really know they are one. They think it's normal to drink like that. So you gotta figure out what it is, man. And you gotta take care of it for sure. You know, figure out what triggers it. You know, if you was in college, I'm pretty sure it was the homework and the quizzes, man. I used to hate that shit. So I feel you. The homework and the quizzes, them damn exams, the papers. Oh my god, dude, them 10-page papers, man. You know, how you supposed to have a social life and you got to do 10-page papers? For sure. What else we got going on in here, man, today? There's a lot going on in here. Someone says, I hate the Packers. Although you hate the Packers. I mean, look, hey, fuck the Packers for sure. I'm right there with you.
Man, we lost it from a lot earlier. Somebody from across the pond. Where is he? Oh,
the guy from the United Kingdom?
Yeah.
Let me go find it. The chat room is, I didn't expect the chat room to be like this on the first night. I salute everybody, man, because you guys are.
Evertonian Bear
shit.
Is his name. Evertonian Bear shared something early on in the show.
Let's see. Evertonian Bear. Yeah, guys, I'm like I said, I want to interact with everybody. I'm trying my best, but it's my first time. So, Evertonian Bear said, I can barely talk about my issues to close family. Trey deserves serious respect for having a bottle to speak live. Fair play, pal. Dude, like I don't mind putting myself in a vulnerable place because I'm comfortable with knowing what my issues are. I know what they are, and I'm working currently and proactively to resolve them. So for me to be comfortable, that's the number one thing, man. Like to solve a lot of this anxiety and depression, PTSD, whatever you're dealing with. The best way you could do, the first thing you gotta do is become comfortable with what's going on with yourself, for sure. If you become comfortable with what's going on with you, man, that's the best way to deal with it. To start dealing with it, for sure. So meditation is a great helper. Yeah, man. I meditate, man. I got my little essential oil diffuser. I cut that on, put on some music, and just turn my phone on do not disturb, and I just disappear from reality for a couple hours. So that's a good way for me to deal with whatever I'm going with, man. Writing helps me deal with stress. Yes, writing does help a lot, man. Writing definitely helps. Especially creative writing, man. Like whatever comes to mind, just start writing it, put it on paper, man, and you'll read it the next day and be like, wow, this is really amazing. Ben Alexander talking about sex helps with stress. Yeah, okay. Sure it does. For about a good 2 minutes, then what?
You're not giving Ben any credit there.
I'm kidding, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fine, man.
Oh man, what else we got going on in here, man? It's a lot.
Buffon just popped in.
Oh man, Buffon. Oh shit. Now, hold on, I'm legit now. If Buffon is in here, hold on. Let me get a little bit more serious. Oh man, the phone says I'm doing an awesome job. Alec providing a great outlet for everyone to get their feels. Like, yeah, that's literally the whole purpose. I said it. This is my third time saying it, but just in case people just popped in. My whole purpose of doing this is for everyone to have a chat room. Some people, I'm on Facebook Live as well. Some people have a way of communicating with each other and find people that relate to the same exact thing that they're going through. Because as you could tell from this chat, just the first night, man, this is episode 1, man. Like the fucking Star Wars, man. This is episode 1. And so many people connecting connections in here. It's ridiculous. Like just some of the comments I'm reading, man. Like we all deal with the same stuff. We are all ordinary people, like that song. We're all ordinary people. We're all dealing with things, and we're all trying to figure out ways to handle it in a positive way. And so many people are just coming in here, just someone says something, and then I guess people just going helping them out. I posted, if you're on Facebook right now, I have Facebook Live up. Go click on the MixLR link on my page, and you come in here and you will see people are just. There's so many comments in here, man. It's so many people in here. Man, it's just powerful shit, man. Like you get a little worked up reading it, man, because like to know that there are people out there that legit relate to you. There's people out there that are dealing with the same things you're dealing with. A lot of immediate family and friends like to shun you out and say like, "There's nothing wrong with you," or "You'll be all right." That's not fucking true. That's not fucking true. You got people drinking themselves to death, killing themselves off pills and shit because they're depressed and they feel alone, man. That's not true. They're not going to be all right because you say I'm going to be all right. Fuck that, man. I'm not going to be all right. I need to figure out what the fuck is wrong with me and how to take care of it. I'm trying to bring that shit to life now. That's the whole purpose of this podcast. I'm trying to help us out. There's a lot of people that are saying, "Oh, I haven't talked to anybody about it." Yeah, we about to team up like the Power Rangers, motherfucker, and we're going to take it down. That's exactly what we're about to do. I have guests lined up, man. I'm booking them. I'm not a licensed clinical anything, but I have people that are going to be coming on the show. So you guys missed a great interview earlier, but you'll hear it tomorrow. So, man, I don't want to close up, man, but I've been talking for so long. It's about 50 minutes in, man. I want the shit to be about 45 minutes to an hour long. I'm at that point, but oh man. Man, I really want to keep going, man, but it's always next Thursday, right, guys? I thank everyone for tuning in. I really appreciate that for sure. You guys are the best. I wish you guys have a great week, and I'll talk to you guys next week for sure.